Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahmed Rubigak, and welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to be reacting to Ben Shapiro, and he is talking about why Obama is the most anti-Israel president of his lifetime. So we're going to go figure out why Barack Obama is an anti-Semite, Jew-hating, anti-Israel human being. I mean, he was the U.S. president. He did fund them multi-billions of dollars and help them fight their wars. I mean, let's see what he really had to say that makes him racist.
Well, Barack Obama was a wildly anti-Israel president. Everybody knew it. Well, now he has emerged from his hidey hole.
Wildly anti-Israel. You know when people say, like, you're racist, you're anti-black, and that means, like, they want you dead or they won't live next to you? Obama is nowhere near that level. Like, Obama works and lives with Israelites and Jewish people every day. Like, in those industries and the government, the politicians, the bankers, everything that he's dealing with was with Jewish people in Israel and Israelites. So it's like, what you're saying is completely just falsified. Like, right off the bat. Like, he was the president of the United States. The United States is literally Israel. Like, the people in power are Israel. Like, how does he dislike Israel? How is he wildly anti-Israel?
To unleash a massive essay on why, in the end, it's probably the Jews' fault what's going on right now. It's not just Joe Biden who's telling this big lie, number one, which is that Israel, if it weren't for America, Israel would just be gloves off murdering people. Barack Obama, of course, does this as well. Now, Barack Obama, I said many, many years ago,
if it wasn't for America deeming Hamas as terrorists, deeming everyone as terrorists, Iraq as terrorists, and Russia as terrorists, and everyone as terrorists, then yes, it would look like you were killing not terrorists. It would look like you were just blowing up people for the last 40, 60 years, displacing them from their homes, building illegal settlements on top of them. That's what it looks like, dropping airstrikes on their head, white phosphorus, That's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? What about Lebanon? There's no Hamas in Lebanon. You guys have no problem destroying South Lebanon at the moment, trying to provoke South Lebanon, right? What is Lebanon doing? What did Lebanon do to you? Is Lebanon trying to take your land? Is Lebanon trying to end the Jews? Or are you guys poking Lebanon?
Is effectively anti-Semitic in his approach to Israel. This has been true since he became president. Barack Obama is the only president in American history who tried to...
Like, calling someone anti-Semitic is like calling someone a black hater. You get what I'm saying? Like, calling someone straight racist, like George Floyd racist. Like, you're going to put your leg on their neck and kill them. Like, you don't like them that much, that they deserve to be extinct type of deal. If you think Obama has that viewpoint on Jews, like, what kind of victimhood are you trying to play, Ben? You're not a victim, dude. You own a multi-million-dollar corporation. You own a media company. You control the truth with your mouth, with your network. You control what truth is. Even if you're lying, you control what truth is. What you're saying is false. What you're saying is garbage out your mouth. Barack Obama is an anti-Semite. Like, bro, come on.
Deny aid to Israel in the middle. He literally tried to stop the resupply of Iron Dome in the middle of a war.
Okay? Maybe he was giving you too many weapons. Maybe you were abusing your weapons. Maybe you were breaking war crimes in that war like you were breaking war crimes now. Maybe you were dropping specific things on specific people you weren't supposed to be. Maybe you weren't going in on the ground and you were doing things that were illegal acts of war, right? And the UN couldn't do anything about it, so America slowed their funding, so you couldn't go and genocide people. Maybe that was why. Maybe America needed to pull back, so you guys all didn't look like terrorists. Maybe that's why.
2014. Barack Obama stock.
He saved you, actually. Because if he would have let you go all in, you'd be gone. Israel wouldn't exist. You would have had 8 other Arab nations that were 10 times stronger than they are now blow your shit out.
His administration with people who despise Israel. Most anti-Israel president in my lifetime, bar none, not close. And so it's no shock, which again, melds with Barack Obama's anti-colonialist worldview, which is really a left-wing worldview.
My question is, though, like, why does your president have to be pro-Israel? That's the question. Like, what does Israel do for us? How does Israel help us? Israel doesn't even like us. They don't even like Americans. They think we're stupid and we're brainwashed. We just give them money. So they can, because they're the chosen ones. They're the chosen people. We think Americans are chosen? No, we're dumb, ignorant slaves. We work our whole life. We make a bunch of money. We pay taxes. And then we give it all to Israel so they can blow up their surrounding nations and take as much land as they want. Like, come on, Ben.
Leftover from the 1960s, the
Yeah, I mean, you're anti-Palestinian. You want the death of all Palestinians.
basic idea being that the West and its tentacles are everywhere and must be fought everywhere. There was a shift in how Israel was perceived on the far left. From 1948 to 67, Israel was considered actually an anti-colonial state because it had thrown off the British and had allowed the indigenous people of Judea, namely the Jews, to return to their homeland. And then after the Jews won in 67, the Soviet Union decided that...
The real question is, how were you displaced from your homeland to begin with? Okay? So to say, like, the Palestinians displaced you from your homeland to begin with, that never happened. But when you guys came back, you displaced the Palestinians. And if you don't know anything about the Palestinians come from the line of Ismail, and that is Abraham's other son. So just because you, Ben, come from the line of Isaac or Ishaq, the Palestinians come from the line of Ishmael. And because of this, they're also chosen. They also come from the line of Abraham. Do you know what God promised Abraham? Now, in your own book, you guys can write whatever you want and say Isaac was chosen and this and that, and that's my land, and we're the best. We the best music, and we're better than everyone. But if you want to talk about anti-Semitic and racism, the Jewish race is the most racist race. They actually think they're better than everyone. They think that God has granted them superiority over everybody. No, God sent you prophet after prophet after prophet. He chose your bloodline and sent prophet after prophet. And look what you guys did with it, you ungrateful people. You killed every single one of them. You killed every single prophet in the way. You killed them all. You denied Jesus. You denied Mother Mary. And now look what you're doing to the Palestinian people. And you want us to feel sorry for you? You want us to play victimhood on you? Do you know what God does to people who are ungrateful? He punishes them. Unfortunately, your victimhood was a lesson from God, and now you're using it to punish other people. Shame on you.
Israel was too pro-Western, and so they ginned up this whole new post-colonialist nonsense where Israel is actually a Western colonial occupier, which is an amazing switch in time to save time. But Barack Obama really believes that. That's how he talks about the state of Israel on a routine basis. In fact, in a speech that he made...
It is. Israel is literally just a funded weapon by the United States of America. The people who run the United States of America are the people who run Israel, the Zionist group, which believes they should have a state. The people who run the United States of America are your big Jewish bankers in industry, in your transportation systems, in your banking systems, and your credit systems, and the debt systems, and all of this. Who's it owned by? Christians, Muslims? No, Jewish people, Jewish, and not Jewish like I follow the religion of Judaism, like Jewish by bloodline. Like, I'm chosen to do this. I'm chosen to run the world type of thing. So it's like, what are you saying, Ben? The United States is literally a powerhouse to suck in people from every single country, collect their currencies, collect the value out of their countries, their gold, their resources, their oil, suck it in, and then fund your nations. To fund Japan, and to fund the United States, and to fund Israel, and to fund all the nations that your Jewish ancestors are sitting in and own the banking industries and transportation industries. That's what America is. It's a vortex to suck all of that value and then pass it along to your brothers and sisters.
While he was president, talking about the roots of the state of Israel, he didn't attribute it to Israel's historic presence. He didn't attribute it to, Jewish history or Jewish presence.
And I'm the one that has to work my whole life and pay for that. So your brothers and sisters and cousins get to run the world. Poor victims.
He attributed it all to the Holocaust, meaning Israel was a colonial state, right? That's Barack Obama's mindset. So he has said virtually nothing about this entire conflict. And now he puts out a statement. Thoughts on Israel and Gaza, because we needed to hear from him. He was so successful in this.
We don't need to hear from you either, Ben. You're biased and you're disgusting. You literally want a genocide on the Palestinian people. Every single time I hear you speak, you get worse and worse and worse, and you're destroying your career. You are done. You have ended yourself during this conflict. You thought you took the right side. You should have took the middle ground. You are a news source. You are supposed to be a trusted, reliable source. And what are you? You're garbage. You're a liar. You lying through your teeth. You're biased. You're gross. How are you supposed to be a news source and you lie out your teeth and then you're going to report on Barack Obama and say, we don't need to hear what he has to say? He was the former president of the United States. I'd rather hear what he has to say than what you have to say. He's more informed than you. He was the one making these foreign deals with that country. You weren't. You have no clue what's going on between the United States of America, but Barack Obama does.
Serena was Barack Obama.
You're going to try to take more credibility and justability because you're Jewish? You don't even live in Israel. If you cared so much about Israel, go join the IDF. Go fight for your country. Go defend it. You won't. Go open a news station in Israel and go report the truth in Israel. You won't.
Hear from him. So he throat clears for a couple of paragraphs about how Hamas is bad. Right? It's been 17 days since Hamas launched its horrific attack against Israel, killing over 1,400 Israeli citizens, including defenseless women, children, and the elderly. As I stated in an earlier post, Israel has a right to defend itself, but, right, and there's the big but, as we say, but even as we support Israel, we should also be clear that how Israel prosecutes this fight against Hamas matters.
It does. Ben Shapiro, if you punch me in my face and I punch you in your face back and you fall on the ground and you give up, that's different, man. That's really different than if you punch me in my face and then I take out a knife and I start stabbing you to death. That's a problem. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not an eye for an eye. This is like the Palestinians did something once in 20 years because you guys have been destroying them and you created these resistance groups to begin with. So they did something, right? And then you guys retaliate by doing exactly 10 times worse. Like dropping white phosphorus, committing war crimes, creating illegal settlements, blaming Hamas, and then doing things in the West Bank. Like, it's a joke, bro. What you're saying is a joke. You're a joke, and your country's a joke.
Particular, it matters.
It's not even your country. This is your country, America. Welcome to America. Welcome to America.
As Joe Biden has repeatedly emphasized, that Israel's military strategy abides by international law, including those laws that seek to avoid to every extent possible the death or suffering of civilian populations.
Yeah, why would you want death and suffering on civilian populations? You're not even funneling out Hamas. You're not even killing Hamas. You're just killing people. 50% of Gaza's population is under the age of 18, which means 50% of the people who are dying are literally children.
Those values is important for its own sake, because it is morally just.
But Ben doesn't care because they're not Jewish kids. They're not important, man. They're not chosen by God.
And reflects our belief in the inherent value of everyday life. By the way, if you cared about any of this, the first priority is the destruction.
They're human animals.
Of Hamas. They're the biggest human rights violators on the planet right now.
I need to hear him say that again.
The first priority is the destruction of Hamas. They're the biggest human rights violators on the planet right now.
They're the biggest human rights violators on the planet right now? Bro. In Israel, in your country, they're not even the biggest human rights violators. Your own people don't even want Netanyahu in office because he's violating the crap out of their human rights, dude. Are you on crack? He's dropping war crime weapons on mass amounts of civilians. This guy's carpet bombing people, destroying hospitals and churches. One of the oldest churches built on this planet. He's destroying this stuff. He's trying to seize it and take it. You want to sit here and... I need to hear it again.
The first priority is the destruction of Hamas. They're the biggest human rights violators on the planet right now.
They're the biggest human rights violators on the planet. You're delusional, dude. Well, I don't know what you're smoking, what you're taking, who's paying you to say this stupid shit, but you're way smarter than this. Like, all the years I heard you speak, and you speak like you know what you're talking about, and you're smart. This is wild. This is wild. This is like a little 4-year-old or 5-year-old fighting an argument, knowing like they're wrong. Like, Mom, I want candy. And then your mom's like, no, you don't. And then he has a temper tantrum. This guy's having a temper tantrum and just lying through his teeth.
Now, and yet I don't see Barack Obama talking about that sort of stuff. By the way, he says that he supports Biden's call for the United States to support Israel in going after Hamas, dismantling its military capabilities, and facilitating the safe return of hundreds of hostages to their family. But, by the way, that is not the opposing of Hamas. You'll notice. Dismantling Hamas's military capacity, but leaving them in place would be just fine, apparently, with Barack Obama. And again, Israel has to be leveraged. We have to. Barack Obama's going to stand there. He's going to tut them. All those Jews. If I don't tell them, if they need to stop, and they're just going to go in there and they're going to be brutal. They're going to be horrible. And then he says, this is an enormously difficult task. War is always tragic. Even the most carefully planned military operations often put civilians at risk. As President Biden noted during his recent visit to Israel, America itself has at times fallen short of our higher values when engaged in war, and in the aftermath of 9/11, the U.S. government wasn't interested in heeding the advice of even our allies when it came to steps we took to protect ourselves against al-Qaeda. Now, after the system...
Protect yourself against al-Qaeda? Dude, you created al-Qaeda. Like, you literally funded them. We're talking about the United States here. Osama bin Laden was CIA operative. Osama bin Laden is known to be have one of the biggest companies in the Middle East. He owns an oil company. He's a multi-billionaire. He set the United States up in the Middle East to begin with all those oil deals and stuff. He really helped Osama bin Laden. And I swear, Ben, you and the other half of America know 9/11 was an inside job and some BS. And we all know, you want to talk about Al-Qaeda? Joe Biden just withdrew from Afghanistan, which is who is? Taliban. Okay? And what did he withdraw? He withdrew and left $85 billion worth of weapons. That's like 15 years of Israel's military aid on the ground for the Taliban and Al-Qaeda to share. So,
systematic massacre of Israeli citizens, a massacre that evokes some of the darkest memories of persecution against Jewish people. It's understandable. Many Israelis have demanded their government do whatever it takes to root out Hamas and make sure the attacks never happen again. Still, again, two big buts in one piece. Still, the world is watching closely as events in the region unfold. Any military strategy that ignores the human cost could ultimately backfire. Here, and again, there it is, right? There it is. If Israel defends itself, they're just going to be planted.
They're not defending themselves, dude. If I came up to you and I punched you in the face and you punch me back and the police come and the police take you and put you in jail, even though I punched you first, how is that defending yourself, dude? How is that defending yourself? How is the aggressor the defender? The Palestinians were there. The Jewish people came and took that land. They were given that land actually by the Palestinians. They invited them in. And as time went on, you guys kept going and growing and growing and growing and pushing them back and killing them and pushing them back and killing them and pushing them back and killing them. Just like the United States of America, it started as 13 colonies. Now we got 50 states and Alaska and Hawaii. I wonder how many people we killed and pushed out for Hawaii and for Alaska and for all of these other states throughout the United States of America, dude. You think you're smart, bro. You're being backed by the United States of America. History repeats itself. All you guys are doing is committing genocide at this moment. I'm done listening to you. I'm done listening to this crap. I can literally cuss this guy out all day. This is a perfect cut frame of his face because it's disgusting. And you're a liar. You're a baby. You're biased. You're a fake. God will judge you. The way that you speak and you lie and you deceive and you're biased is all going to backfire on you. You are chosen, Ben. You and your people were chosen. You guys were given every prophet. You guys were given the truth. God sent you guys Jesus, and you guys denied him, and you guys tried to kill him and get rid of him. You deny him as Messiah. You're trying to bring back a false Messiah, which is the Antichrist. Continue to support the state of Israel. You're a Zionist. You're not a Jew. You are not a follower of Moses. You are not a follower of Abraham. You are a follower of Satan. Enjoy your life, Ben Shapiro. Enjoy being bent over backwards and banged out from the back by American corporate Zionist society. Enjoy defending Israel as God rains down hell on you and all of the wicked people of this planet. Thank you guys for coming in today and watching this video. God bless you all. And until next time, free Palestine.